In the 16th century, Spain set out to conquer the New World in the name of God. Gold, faith, and glory became the holy trinity of conquest. They believed that behind every sea lay a paradise, beyond every mountain, endless wealth. A poor soldier named Francisco Pizarro heard tales in Panama of a golden land beyond the mountains. That rumor would change his life forever. The land was called Biru, soon to be known as Peru. His first expedition was swallowed by the jungle. Hunger, disease, and mutiny nearly killed him. But he never gave up, because in his eyes, the gold still shimmered. In 1529, Pizarro obtained permission from King Charles I of Spain to conquer new lands. He was granted the right to found Nueva Castilla, New Castile, in South America. He dreamed not only of conquest, but of building his own empire. With just 180 men, 30 horses, and a few guns, Pizarro embarked on one of history's boldest gambles. Against a vast empire, he carried only faith, courage, and greed. High in the Andes, the Inca Empire was a marvel of engineering and order. 25,000 kilometers of stone roads, an administration run by knotted cords called quipus, and a society dedicated to collective harmony. After Emperor Huayna Capach's death, his sons Atahualpa and Huáscar fought for the throne. The civil war tore the empire apart. While brothers fought brothers, they did not see the storm approaching from across the sea. Smallpox swept through the empire before the Spaniards even arrived. European pigs carried deadly microbes that no one could see. A third of the population perished before the first battle was fought. The Spaniards landed on the coast of Tumbes. For the first time, they saw Inca temples, stone cities, and disciplined citizens. It was a moment of awe and hidden fear. The Inca did not write, yet their quipu, strings of colored knots, recorded their world. In 2023, MIT researchers proved that these cords encoded taxes and census data. The Inca bureaucracy was far more advanced than once believed. Pizarro climbed the Andes with his small army. Each step meant thinner air, hunger, and uncertainty. He was unaware of the civilization waiting beyond the mountains. Atahualpa stood at the height of his power, commanding 80,000 men. He dismissed the Spaniards as insignificant, for no one had ever dared to challenge the Inca army. But he had never seen a horse or heard a gun. In the plaza of Cajamarca, Priest Valverde handed Atahualpa a Bible. The emperor lifted it to his ear, but heard nothing. Not understanding the gesture, he dropped it to the ground. To the Spaniards, it was blasphemy. A single mistranslation ignited an empire's destruction. On November 16, 1532, the Spaniards struck. Just 180 soldiers charged 80,000 Inca warriors. 12 guns and 4 cannons thundered through the mountains. The Incas believed the noise came from gods. Swords flashed, cannons roared, and chaos filled the plaza. The Inca army broke in panic. Atahualpa, the living god, was taken captive. To win his freedom, Atahualpa offered to fill a room with gold and silver. The room was filled, yet freedom never came. Legend says the remaining treasure was hidden deep in the Andes. In 2024, radar scans in Mount Langanats detected heavy metal concentrations. Perhaps El Dorado was never a myth after all. To avoid being burned alive, Atahualpa accepted baptism. He was strangled instead. In Inca belief, fire destroyed the soul forever. It was a desperate bargain for dignity. After victory came silence. Pizarro celebrated his triumph, yet guilt gnawed at him. Gold had replaced God. In 1533, the Inca capital of Cusco fell. The Temple of the Sun was looted, and golden panels were melted down. The heart of a civilization stopped beating. Pizarro founded a new city by the sea, Lima, to serve as Spain's colonial capital. A new order began, built upon blood. The Inca labor system, once based on shared duty, became enslavement under Spanish encomiendas. The people were forced to work in mines and fields. The empire could no longer sustain its own people. Atahualpa's relative, Manco Inca, fled into the forests. From Vilcabamba, he led years of guerrilla resistance. His fight proved one truth: the Inca spirit never died. Vilcabamba endured until 1572 as the last bastion of Inca independence. When it fell, a century-old civilization truly came to an end. Pizarro and his old companion Diego de Almagro turned against each other. The quest for gold divided the brothers in arms. Gold poisoned friendship. Greed destroyed loyalty. The conquerors began to devour themselves. In 1541, Pizarro was murdered in his own home in Lima. The world he created consumed him. A conqueror was conquered by his own creation. In 2022, DNA analysis revealed that Inca elites came from a narrow genetic pool. Centuries of intermarriage may have fueled instability and rivalry. The few European pigs on Pizarro's ships unknowingly carried deadly pathogens. They unleashed silent epidemics across the Andes. At Sacsayhuaman, stone blocks show traces of glazing, evidence of thermal shock techniques. The Inca may have used heat and water to carve with laser-like precision. Over 25,000 kilometers of stone roads connected the empire. Messengers called chasqui ran across them, carrying news for hundreds of kilometers a day. This network was the lifeblood of the empire. 5 centuries later, the quipus are being decoded again. Each knot tells a story, a number, a tax, a human life. The silent language of a lost civilization speaks once more. Today, in the highland villages, the Quechua language is still spoken. Women weave in traditional patterns. Men honor ancient rituals. The spirit of the Inca lives on. The rumor of Inca gold set Europe ablaze. Explorers across the Atlantic searched for the mythical city of gold, El Dorado. None ever found it. A single mistranslation destroyed an empire. 180 men subdued 80,000. Yet 500 years later, the voice of the Inca still echoes through the Andes. A nation may fall, but a culture never dies. The treasures carried by Pizarro and other conquistadors turned Spain into one of the richest empires in Europe. Yet this sudden wealth fueled consumption rather than production. Markets flourished, prices soared, and gold flooded the streets of Madrid. Historians call this era the Price Revolution, a period when short-term prosperity sowed the seeds of long-term instability. Gold adorned Madrid's palaces, cathedrals, and fleets. Spain entered a cultural golden age. The pen of Cervantes, the brush of Velázquez, and the colors of El Greco defined the era. Yet this grandeur was born from both exploration and cultural encounters. The empire gained not only new lands, but also new ideas and influences that reshaped its identity. The church saw the victories in the New World as signs of divine favor. Jesuit and Dominican missionaries spread across South America, introducing Christianity to millions of indigenous people. In the process, many native languages and beliefs faded, while in Spain, the church's influence over politics and education deepened. Faith's shadow could now be felt not only in souls, but in the laws of the empire. By the end of the century, Spain overflowed with treasure, yet most of its people had grown poor. The economy became dependent on imports. Local industry weakened. Corruption and extravagance spread. Wealth replaced sustainable growth. Behind magnificent facades, a silent collapse had begun. Spain gained victory and riches in the short term, but gradually lost its economic and political strength. The wealth from Inca lands enriched several generations, yet bred dependency and complacency. The irony of history is clear. The fall of one civilization placed an unexpected burden upon another's future. Spain's power shone with gold, but that same gold quietly eroded the empire's foundations.